Hey teachers, Tarun Stevenson here for Karma Classrooms. In this episode, we're going to look at the secret of dealing with difficult children. Let's get into it. Okay, here we go. We're looking at the secret to dealing with difficult children, and it may be easier than you think it is, and maybe something that you've completely overlooked in favor of more complicated behavior management techniques. But I want to share with you something that is so powerful in helping you manage difficult kids, but it also works for kids who are not difficult. In fact, it works for everybody. It works for your peers, it will work for your boss, it will work for your family. This key is going to help you build rapport and build respect and relationships, positive relationships with the people that you work with. So let's get into it. I'm going to give you 3 tips on how you can implement this into your own practice. Now, before we get into it, this episode is brought to you by the Behavior Management Blueprint. That's my free ebook and video course on classroom management. If you want to level up in your classroom management, grab a copy of this free ebook and video course. The link is in the description, and I'm going to teach you the 5 keys or essentials for good behavior management practice. All right, let's get into the topic of the secret of dealing with difficult people. Now, Dale Carnegie, in his book How to Win Friends and Influence People, he has a topic in there where he talks about the secret to dealing with people. And what he said is that many of the fundamental needs of human beings are factored in when we're working with people or we're trying to lead people, and many of these fundamental aspects are really obvious, and I'm just going to read you some of them. So health, food, sleep, money, the afterlife, sex or relationship, and the well-being of our children are many of the fundamentals that people focus on to make sure that they have everything they need for a happy and fulfilled life. But he said there's one aspect that many of us overlook when we're working with people, and even maybe overlook in our own life, and that is the desire for greatness or a sense of importance. Freud said that every human being has a desire for greatness. And what that means is inside of every one of us is this desire to be appreciated. We want somebody to notice the effort that we put in, whatever that effort looks like, and appreciate us and acknowledge what we do. And I guess this is why there is such a great hunger for amongst young people to be famous, to be YouTube famous, to be Instagram influencers. Basically, there's this deep desire inside of them to be important, to be recognized, to be appreciated for who they are. And you know, if you understand this, you can actually utilize this to your advantage in the classroom. Some of your most difficult children have had a steady diet of being criticized or being told what they do wrong or being told how they have failed to meet the mark. And many of them operate out of this deep sense of failure, this deep sense of disappointment, this deep sense of I can't do anything right, and so I might as well just act the fool. I might as well just do whatever I want because nobody appreciates me, nobody sees me for who I am. If you as a teacher can spin that narrative around, if you can turn that narrative around on your students and help them to start seeing themselves as something more, what you will find is that they will very quickly start to respond to you and want to protect the relationship with you. I've spoken many times about my this moment when I was a relief teacher where I dealt with a young boy named Cameron who announced himself as the naughty boy in the classroom. And my response to him was, Cameron, I want to help you to see if you can be my best boy today. I don't have naughty boys in my classroom. I don't have good boys. And so let's work together and help. And Cameron had a profound turnaround that taught me something very powerful about classroom management. And that is when I was able to paint for Cameron a picture of what he could be, what happened is he lived up to that expectation. He rose to my expectation of him. And so I want to just give you 3 keys on how you can help to instill a sense of importance, a sense of belief, a sense of greatness inside of all of your students, not just your difficult students, but all of your students and even the people that you work with, your colleagues and your leaders and your family. And it's simply this. The first thing is this: choose encouragement over criticism. Choose encouragement over criticism. The great steel magnate, president of the US Steel Company in the 1920s, Charles Schwab, was the first man to be ever paid over $1 million for leading a company. And he was known for his ability to inspire and get people to actually go along with him and be, I guess, enthusiastic about where he wanted to take them. And when he was asked what the secret was to inspiring and enthusing his people, he said it's very simple. What you do is you choose encouragement and acknowledgement over criticism. He said everybody wants to be encouraged, they all want to be acknowledged. And so if you can choose that with all of your people and you can make them feel important, you can make them feel recognized, what will happen is they will respond and they will say, hey, I want to recognize you, I want to work with you, I want to go in the direction that you're going. And that's especially true for your students. Use positive acknowledgement, praise, encouragement more often than you do criticism. And there's a whole string of behavior management practice which is called positive reinforcement, and I've got that in my courses if you want to check that out. My behavior management essential course goes in depth on that. But first of all is encouragement. The second thing is let them be the hero. Give them opportunities to show what they know, to show what they can do, to show what they are capable of. Every student, every child has a desire inside of them to share their knowledge, to share their insight with other people. And, maybe it's not stuff that you're teaching. Maybe it's not insights that are relevant to what the class is learning, but to that child, it's important. And if you can give them opportunities to actually show themselves to be the hero, to show themselves to be knowledgeable, to be, be able to teach you something, then they will actually feel appreciated, they will feel important, they will feel great in and of themselves, and they will respond by giving you positive behavior. One of the ideas I've heard used, and I think it is really powerful, is the genius hour, where many teachers, what they do is they have 1 hour every week where they encourage their students to write a PowerPoint or a presentation that shows their genius about a particular topic. They can talk about anything they want to. It doesn't have to be anything that is on topic for the class, and they just have to show their expertise in that topic. And what happens is kids come alive because they get to share their insight and their information with the class. And the third thing is this: help to paint a future for them. Hope is a powerful tool to inspire people, to encourage them to be better than they are currently. And if you can paint a picture of hope for those students who perhaps lack hope, lack belief in themselves, lack the ability to imagine a better future for themselves, what will happen is that they will grab onto what you offer them. They will grab onto what you paint for them because they're so desperate for somebody to show them the way. We used to, when I was a kid, people used to say, what do you want to be when you grow up? And many times kids would say they want to be what their dad was or what their mum was. They had a career aspiration. I want to be a fireman or a police officer, somebody who was important in society. And much of that has been lost. You ask kids today, what do you want to be? And many of them say things like, I want to be a famous YouTuber, I want to be a famous Instagrammer. Now, okay, that's fine if that's a career path they want to take and they're prepared to put in the yards for it. It's viable, and it has been viable for many people. But what it says to me is that there's a lack of ability to dream about what's possible. Many kids don't see anything beyond social media as a possibility for them. And so you as a teacher can help to inspire them, expose them to people who are in different careers, expose them to different ways of life and different working, different aspirations. Give them something to look forward to, give them something to hope for, help them to see themselves located in these kinds of professions and see their potential as something more than perhaps they've been given. And as you do this, as you help children to feel great about themselves, as you help them to level up, as you help them to grow in their confidence, they will return to you in spades, good behavior, respectful behavior, because they want to protect the person that believes in them. So I hope that was really helpful for you. The secret to working with difficult children is really not that difficult. It's just to encourage them, to help them feel a sense of greatness, and they will return in spades. If you want to dig deeper in this kind of content, I encourage you to have a look at the courses that I have online now on karmaclassrooms.today/online. I have Behaviour Management Essentials, Understanding and Educating Boys, and also Leading for Success. These are 3 self-paced courses which are designed especially for teachers to give you professional development in the areas that you need it most. But it's designed in such a way that it is self-paced, and so you can do it with your busy schedule. You can fit it in around the time that you have. So go over to Karma Classrooms, the link is in the description, and check out our courses, and hopefully we'll see you in one of our courses very, very soon. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and share it with a friend who you think would enjoy it. We love having comments from you and hearing back from you, so let us know what you think of this episode, and I look forward to seeing you next time. I'm Tarun Stevenson for Karma Classrooms.